Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a great day. So something I've been thinking about recently is, one of the things that we've kind of thought about here is having a Futo phone. A Futo phone. One of the things that would be really cool would be to have a device that would allow you to run an alternative operating system like Graphene OS, but without, or Calyx, but without showing you that warning in the beginning that you get. You know the warning I'm telling you about, like the yellow thing, this may be the thing that lets you know that you're doing something you're probably not supposed to be doing by running an alternative operating system. But also, like, wouldn't it be nice to have something that uses modern hardware, modern camera, modern processor, but gives you a micro SD card slot, a headphone jack, feels good in your hand, shit like that. It's like becoming a manufacturer is not going to happen. But finding somebody that already does manufacturing and asking them, like, can we do a run of 10,000 devices with you that have this particular set of features? That's something that I do believe Aaron is interested in, and it's something I'd want to figure out. Like, I want to explore that a little more, like making that happen. But it can't suck. It can't suck. The thing is, it cannot be some sort of alt tech. You know, there's so many things in the alt tech space that suck, where like you're giving up some sort of functionality, you're giving up something important in order to get something else back. This would have to not suck. That would be one of the primary things that's important. It would have to not suck. Cannot suck. Cannot be, well, you get this, but you're paying $3,000 for a device with a camera from 2003, and you get a processor that's slower than a 486 and shit like that. It cannot suck as much as the drivers in the middle lane. Go, motherfucker, go, motherfucker. Yeah, fine, we switch over here. But now this one goes slow too. Re. Okay, here we go. So it would be nice to find like a phone hardware manufacturer that would be open to doing a run of, let's say, 10,000 units to a particular spec, but that would also be open to encompassing some of the security features that you get with something like Google Pixel. Because the Google Pixel actually does have some really good hardware security features. Like that, you can't, just because I hate Google doesn't mean I can't point that out. There's a lot of people in that recent Graphene OS video that I did that thought this video was sponsored. You didn't mention that you got paid off for this, and it's like, you fucking cunt. I mean, I have no sponsors for 10 years. Really? You think I'm like, that's what I'm shilling. I'm shilling a fucking free open source operating system. Like, good job, dumb fuck. But anyway, it would be nice to have it like something that has a lot of the hardware security features and functionality of a Pixel, but that would actually allow you to run Graphene, Calyx, stuff like that, but without, in a sense, with something like verified boot, but where you're not getting that bullshit little pop-up that you get that makes the user think, oh my god, I've installed a virus. Because that's the thing, when you install Graphene or Calyx, when you first turn on the phone from a power off state, you get this thing that looks like you installed a virus. You get this pop-up that scares the average pleb into believing that they have installed malware on their device, and it's not really, or like that's what somebody who's computer illiterate is going to think, like, oh shit, I should be concerned about this, and you don't really want that there. Like that's the kind of thing that Steve Jobs would look at and go like, what the F is this? Why is this a part of the user experience? I don't use Windows 11. I don't care about Windows 11. I don't think about Windows 11. Windows 11 is irrelevant to me. It's completely irrelevant. Windows 11 is as dead to me as my love for my audience. Hello, Andre. Honestly, that's not bad for an original, Andre. That is not fucking bad for an original at all. Like a lot of the aftermarket batteries have sucked, and they've been getting worse and worse with, you know, the past few years. If you can get an original that cheaply, that's amazing. I think it would be cool to be able to make a Futo phone. Imagine a Futo phone. Headphone jack, you can install the operating system of your choice, micro SD card slot. It can't be hardware that sucks though, that's the problem. All the companies with really good hardware are the companies that strip you of your freedom. Asus sucks. They use a permissive SE Linux and they don't have a micro SD card slot. Fuck Asus. Seriously. They have devices without micro SD card slots. Asus can blow me. Have you read that the iPhone 14's backglass is paired to the phone? I read that the front camera, the rear camera, and the screen are. Carrie linked me to a video saying that the backglass is paired from Hugh Jeffries, and I watched the whole thing. And perhaps I'm getting Alzheimer's, but I didn't see anything mentioned in that video about the back glass. I saw the camera, the front camera, the rear camera. But that was that. So why am I riding in the right lane when I'm in New York. We're not supposed to be in this lane. What the fuck? We're supposed to be over here, going fast. We're supposed to be over here. We're supposed to be over here. Oh, that's more like it. Yes. Power. Power. 0 to redacted in 6 seconds. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Power. Yes. Power. Ow. I don't know. You guys know I don't care anymore. I'll be honest, I don't give a shit about that stuff. I spent years talking about this. Apple's value went up by a factor of 10, and nobody cares. Like, nobody cares. Every time I do a video on that topic, it gets posted to our Apple and our hardware, and a bunch of people are like, oh, not this guy again. Like, nobody cares. People buy it anyway. Nobody gives a fuck. Literally nobody gives a shit. Like, there's no point. You know, like, the market has spoken. Louis Rossman does not matter. And listen, I'm fine with that. You know, like, I'm fine to move on and do different shit with my life, but it's like, I don't care anymore. It's like a rerun, you know? Like, we're up to the iPhone. I mean, just the fact that this is even happening with the iPhone 14, this is a rerun. And, like, I'm talking about it still. Like, you know, eventually it's going to be the iPhone 127 has come out. And Louis does a video talking about how something's paired to something. Like, nobody cares. Nobody fucking gives a shit. It's not, like, I'm not going to change anything. It's one thing to not change the company's practices, but I'm not going to change the user's perception of the company's practices. So, like, listen, I've told everybody what I think is going on. I've told people for years how they're losing freedom over their hardware, and nobody cares. Like, nobody. So, I just don't care to do videos on it anymore. It's like, I've said my piece, I did my thing, you know, like, I made it to fucking CBC News. Tens of millions of people have viewed videos about that. Every legislature in the country at some point has heard what right to repair is. Every designer out there has to have heard of this shit by now. Like, I think that I reached peak audience. It happened. You know, me doing the video on it, like, nobody fucks. It's not something that anybody gives a shit about. Right to repair friendly phones, I don't know of. Fairphone is the closest, but you don't get a schematic or a board view, and they don't even have a headphone jack. So Fairphone is kind of a, Fairphone's dead to me. Having a schematic because the phone and is to the FTC from a professional antitrust attorney going over every single thing I've ever talked about in a professional manner with citations and precedent, legal precedent dating back 40 years. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Yeah, why didn't I get the Zen phone? Because it's a piece of shit. Listen, if we can have a phone with no micro SD card slot, it's because I got it for free. A Futo phone would be amazing. Yes, I want to make a flagship, not a flagship. Right now, all you get, whoa, let's do it. You know, the path that I used to travel in New Hampshire 101, apparently just recently there was a collision because of the two-way highway. Somebody went over the yellow line. How do you go over the yellow line on a two-way highway that's that wide? That's weird. Somebody was on their phone or sleeping. Do we pass the truck? Oh, we're going to pass the truck, baby. Oh, we're going to pass the truck at miles per hour. I'm not saying out loud because I don't want to go to prison. Oh, nice. Nice, nice. Sweet. Sweet. Texas. Freedom. Smell the freedom. Taste the freedom. Smell the freedom. No, those are analogies. Those are freedoms. Sometimes you may think it's allergies, because when you smell the freedoms here, you'll sneeze uncontrollably for days on end. But that'll stop when you get a $500 HEPA filter in your house. A giant lawnmower-sounding HEPA filter. It destroys all the dust. Freedom. Smell the freedom. Taste the freedom. Lick the freedom. But you don't lick the freedom. Probably something Hunter Biden would do. You probably sniff the freedom. Roar. Roar. The 6 Pro is a fine modem. What's the EU mandate? I don't know. I don't live in the EU. I don't follow EU legislation. I don't live there. The LG V60 is a piece of garbage. That's not a real headphone jack because the microphone port doesn't work. The microphone port nerfs the sound quality of the audio. It puts it through some sort of filter and there's no way to turn it off. The LG V60 is a piece of shit. The G8 and the G7 are good phones. The V60 is trash. Absolute trash. Why do you clear a video from the 1900s modern cell phone bandwidth? What are you talking about? Before buying my battery, I asked Lenovo for a quote plus battery on site and install since we have a warranty. Support applied, just buy the battery and place it yourself. Yeah, that's sexy. Listen, Lenovo's done a lot of stupid and fucked up shit, but they do some stuff that's right. That's sexy. Making phone hardware is hard and expensive, so no Futo phone. But maybe Futo could give a grant to Fairphone and Graphene OS to work together. Yo, fuck Fairphone. Fairphone can eat money. I can't trust those people. Listen, if they just came out and said, bro, we wanted to save a few cents in the headphone jack and we didn't feel like designing it, like, fine. But this whole, like, oh, it makes the phone more sustainable, fuck Fairphone. Fuck that. Like, don't lie to me. Don't piss on me and tell me it's raining, you fucking piece of... Just be honest. We didn't feel like engineering it in there. We get to save money with it not being in there. Don't do this whole it makes the phone more sustainable shit. I hate I hate that practice of pissing on me and telling me it's raining. It's very aggravating. It's almost as aggravating as trying to get to Texas Roadhouse in Texas. You have people that are freaking drive like this that do all this bullshit. That was kind of douchey. What I did there was a little bit douchey. That was a little douchey. Mildly douchey. He wasn't letting me in the lane, so I passed him, and then, well, I don't know. There's still a little bit of New York in me, you know? There's still a little bit of New York in me. Just a little bit. Okay, it doesn't look like there's going to be any space for me to get a steak fillet salad tonight. We'll see. I don't think there's any space for a steak fillet. I don't know why I've gotten so addicted to Texas Roadhouse. I shouldn't be. It's very, it's a basic-ass, basic, hyper basic salad, but it's fucking addictive. I don't know what it is about that salad. It makes it so good. I don't know what it is that makes me like it as much as I do. Yeah, but the thing is, there's no point. Like making Fairphone less shit, you just get a Pixel. You know? It's like if I wanted something that's missing basic features like that. Just buy a Shatixel. Buy a Shixel. The important thing is people you can trust. I can't trust Fairphone people. That's the thing. It's, if you were struggling because you lack money, the thing is if Fairphone were struggling due to a lack of money or resources or something, then like, okay, fine, then resources can fix it. But the problem I got with them is there's a lack of trust. I can't trust those people. And the lack of trust is a big, big problem. I don't think Fairphone will be the answer. USB-C is just the port. The actual spec of the cable can be anything from USB 1 to Thunderbolt 4. Never forget that. Sony does make phones. They do make phones. Yes. Let's see. Are there any phone people you can trust? I don't know. That's a big part of the... I do not know. Holy crap. You know how busy Texas Roadhouse is. Sorry, man. Oh, wow. Well,